Okay, so with your propane, I turn the propane on. So then you want to come to your stove and make sure you got propane coming through and deplete all the lines. So you just turn this on. And there you go. You got a little piezo lighter here. So you just turn that in the directions of the arrows. And you can see how it went out. It's bleeding the air out of the system right now. So every time you change your tanks, you want to come out and do this on your stove top just to make sure you get all the air out of the system. Because if you go to your fridge, which is a smaller burner, it'll take a while to purge the system. So once you got good flame coming out, you just go turn them off. And with this glass top, always make sure this is closed when you're traveling. You don't want that to slam down and shatter into a million pieces. You got a light here. Light the interior of the oven, and you have lights around the knobs. So we got the see if I can get this here for you. So I'm going to light the pilot. So what you're going to do is you're going to come to the far right knob, you're going to turn it to that little flame and push in. So you're going to leave that pushed in. It's going to take a little bit because it uses such a small amount of propane. And you'll see that little white part with the silver electrode there. That's your sparker. So you just want to hold that and you'll see the spark. There we go. So you want to hold that for about 10 seconds. Let it heat up the thermocouple. Sensing heat. Now I can let go and it stays on. And then with that same knob I showed you, I can go and select my temperatures. So we're going to go up to 425. The main burner came on. So it's working as it should. And then if I want, I can go back to that little flame I showed you, the pilot, and it'll stay on pilot. And you can leave that on your duration of your camping trip, and it creates a bit of heat in the winter or whatnot, but I usually turn them off just to be safe. And then you just turn it off, and there you go. That's the workings of your oven. So you got your fridge. So your fridge is propane and electric, so you have on. With the button depressed is gas. With the button pressed in, that's automatic. So what that does, it's going to choose 110 over electric. Sorry, I got interrupted there. So you got on, off. So we're on right now. Automatic is electric, but in the same sense, if someone walked by and kicked the cord out of the trailer, the fridge would automatically go over to propane. And then you depress it to go to gas. And it'll go through its trial ignition. If the check light stays on, it hasn't lit. If it doesn't come on, you're good to go. So same thing with the propane, the hot water heater. That little red light, if that stays on, you got an issue. So just turn your water heater on and that should go out. There we go. It clicked, fired, that went out. So we're good to go. Now turn that off. So your furnace is propane, but it uses electricity for the fan. So we got off, fan. Fan is just for the air conditioner. What that does is recirculates the heat. You got cool, which is the air conditioner. You got heat. You got these up arrows here. You can change the temperature. So we'll go up to 80 just to turn it on. So that's turned off. Now that's lit, so the furnace is going. So the furnace will go until it reaches the temperature and then it'll shut off. And then when it gets colder, it'll turn back on. And then you just go back to off to shut everything off. You got a propane detector down here. So propane's heavier than air, so it'll sink down and it'll alert you if there's a propane leak. You got your converter here. So your converter, you have all your 110 breakers, you have all your 12-volt fuses. You got your stereo, and with this, with zone A, zone B, that's your inside and your outside speakers. You got TV. And then in your bathroom, you got your toilet. The toilet's pretty self-explanatory. So your toilet, you want to make sure you give her a good slam shut. If you just gently close it, sometimes the toilets will actually leak out of the valve a little bit and flood the toilet out. But if you ever leave into town or everything, it's always a good practice is to shut water pressure off, your water pump or city water pressure. You got your shower. You got this little rubber band to go over it. You got your fire escape window. So you just pull this tab, push that out. There you go. Okay, all the outlets in the vehicle 110 are GFCI protected. Your main GFCI is in the bathroom. You got your reset and test button. So test it, reset. And there we go.